This is the second wave tutorial that I've done, and it's a different image from the first. As you can see, we start with capturing our first impressions with simple dabs of color. We don't want to fill in the painting yet. We want to put something down to give us an idea how the colors relate. So what we're doing is we're scanning our image, whether we're working from life or we're working from a photo, and we're determining where do colors lean. So every color, which is this is a little in-depth on understanding how color works, but every color on the color wheel will lean into one of the primaries. If you have a color wheel, you can look and see how between yellow and green, for blue, for example, there are varying types of greens, blue greens and yellow greens. So what we're doing here is determining how the colors lean as they relate to one another. So any particular part of this painting might look different under if they were near other things. So oftentimes, we will start a white fence, for example, with manganese, and more often than not, we will start with a manganese for a white shadow. But that plays a major role in how, in this case, the water is going to look. And depending on the light conditions, a lot of times water will lean a little more, ocean water will lean a little more into the pinker type blue. Another thing to keep in mind is that we don't want any area to have the same color as a starting note. This is something in the very beginning that you want to be a stickler to. As time goes on, and particularly when you're doing a complicated scene like this, that rule gets broken a little bit, and the varying areas might have a similar start but end up differently based on how you put the colors together. But this helps in learning how to understand color in a very in-depth sort of way. At this point, we made a determination and we now fill in those colors. Some of the starts that were used for colors were diazazine, purple, permanent green, viridian, manganese blue, cobalt blue, lemon yellow, yellow, magenta, French ultramarine blue. The rock was a red deep with diazazine purple, with then a viridian over it, and we used an scarlet red or red deep with orange. Of course, value, which is the lightness or darkness, covered the how much white, if any white, was added. And these colors were layered from those raw colors that you saw in the beginning of this video to now. And the object is to relay how light is affecting the color of this particular object, which is a wave and water, in addition to sky and foam. So we've got shadowed areas, we've got sunlit areas, and all of those have different color, temperature, saturation, and value properties.